Madhava Kunja Bihari Vijanavalabha Girivaradhari Gopi Janavalabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavalabha Girivaradhari Jagopi Janavalabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavalabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai. Jai Radha Shama Sundaradha Shama Sundaradi. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Go Premanandi. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Together. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam deving saraswating vyasam tato jayam udirayet nastapareshu bhadreshu nityang bhagavata sevaya bhagavatu tamashloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. So reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 84, Text 14 and 15. Śrī-śuka uvāca, niśamyetthaṁ bhagavataḥ, kṛṣṇasyākuṇtha-medhasaḥ, vaco duranvayaṁ viprās, tūṣṇīm āsan bhramad-dhiyaḥ. Translation. Śukadeva Gosvāmī said, hearing such unfathomable words from the unlimitedly wise Lord Kṛṣṇa, the learned brāhmanas remained silent, their minds bewildered. That often happens to us too, right? We get bewildered. Text 15. Chiram vishraya munaya ishvaras yeshitavyatam jana sangraha ityuchu smayantasta jagat guru chirang vishraya munaya ishvarayesh sitavyatam jana sangraha ityuchu smayantastam jagat guru chirang vishraya munaya ishvaras yeshitav yatam Jana sangraha ityuchu Śrī-śukaḥ jagat gurum. Mataji's? Chiram, for some time. Vimshreya, thinking. Munaya, the sages. Ishvarasya, of the Supreme Controller. Ishitavyatam, the status of being controlled. Janasangraha, the enlightenment of the people in general. Iti, thus, concluding. Uchu, they said. Śmayantha, smiling. Tam, to him. Jagat, of the universe. Gurum, the spiritual master. Translation, purport by the followers of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. For some time, the sages pondered the Supreme Lord's behavior, which resembled that of a subordinate living being. They concluded that He was acting this way to instruct the people in general. Thus they smiled and spoke to Him, the spiritual master of the universe. We can do responsively. For some time, the sages pondered the Supreme Lord's behavior, which resembled that of a subordinate living being. They concluded that He was acting this way to instruct the people in general. Thus they smiled and spoke to Him, the spiritual master of the universe. See, it was so much more powerful when we all did it together. Srila Sridhar Swami explains the word isitavyata as referring to one's not being a controller, or in other words, to being under the law of karma, obliged to work and experience the result of one's work. While addressing the sages, Lord Kṛṣṇa accepted the role of a subordinate living being to emphasize the importance of hearing and serving saintly Vaishnavas. The personality of Godhead is also the supreme teacher of spiritual surrender. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let us offer respectful obeisances to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, who are just like desire trees, can fulfill the desires of everyone, and full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Vancha kalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So this was just after that famous verse, Yasyatma buddhi kunapetri dakute svadi kalatradishu boma ijidi yatirta buddhi shalilena karhichit jageshu abigeshu saeva gokaraha. Sarvabhauma Prabhu spoke on this several days back, that identifying the self as the inert body composed of mucus, bile, and air, and simply being attached to the bodily relations and place of birth, and going to a holy place only for visiting and not sitting with the Vaishnavas and hearing about the pastimes of the Lord and the purpose and goal of life and how to achieve that goal. So this 10th canto has been very, instrumental in helping to reveal Krishna's love and compassion for his devotees, because many intimate dealings are being described. Krishna just recently came with all his wives, and they're all revealing how Krishna married them, and the loving relationships that they have with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So many times people think that God, he may be partial, and this way, one who is religious and performing rituals, God favors that person. But it's like the sunshine, described that the sun is brilliantly shining, but one who's blind, he can't see the rays, or one who chooses not to, come out in the sunshine, he doesn't receive the benefit of the sunshine. So Krishna's kind and merciful to all living beings, and the purpose of his descent, paritranaya sadhunang vinashaya dushkritam dharma samsarpanatdaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Again and again, Krishna's coming because somehow we've misused our minute independence. We're part of Krishna, part and parcel of Krishna. So Krishna has unlimited wonderful qualities, the most powerful, the wealthiest, the most renounced, the most famous. He's just full of abundance of transcendental qualities. And we have all those qualities to a minute degree. Like a drop of the ocean has the qualities of the ocean. Spark of the fire has the qualities, the heat and light of the fire. So we have that natural tendency for love and exchanges, because what is Krishna's activities when he comes to Vrindavan? He brings Vrindavan from the spiritual world. Boma Vrindavan is here, and he brings all his associates to set the stage. We have a nice stage at Krishna Hall, and many times we have plays glorifying the pastimes of the Lord. And it's so beautiful to see everyone playing and exchanging very colorfully emotions. And so Krishna's exhibiting pastimes as a child, so naturally his yoga maya has to work, because if Yashoda And Nanda Maharaj felt this is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and one will not feel comfortable to maybe chastise. We have our Damodar Leela coming up during Kartik, and Kunti, she was praising Krishna in the prayers of Queen Kunti that, your bewildering pastimes, how is it as a child? Everyone is fearful of you. The wind is blowing out of fear for you. The sun is shining. All the demigods are performing their duties very dutifully because they're fearful of your power and control. You're the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So how is it that because you wanted to have Mother Yashoda pay absolute attention to you, but she had to tend or leave you to tend to the milk? So Krishna became upset and performed naughty activities, pastimes, and Mother Yashoda's chasing him everywhere and tying him up, and he's acting fearful. He's rubbing his eyes and his mascara and crying. So we're thinking, these are all just stories. But it's very deep love. Krishna is showing how that love that Yashoda's and Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj are giving to Krishna and Balaram, they're reciprocating in the same way. And here, particularly, the sages, all these great sages are coming to Kurukshetra. This is bringing Krishna Vrindavan, that kind of setting is there, and all the various inhabitants of Vrindavan also came to Kurukshetra to experience or to be with Krishna. So the beauty of Krishna and his pastimes are meant so that we would be also enlivened to go back home, back to the spiritual world, and showing the temporal nature of this world. Everyone's looking for happiness, but the real happiness is not here in this world. We've seen it only leads to frustration. I was reading in the 11th canto that, many lessons are there, but about the pigeon, the he pigeon and she pigeon, they were having fun, and she was giving playful gestures, and they were a nice couple. And she had her first pregnancy, gave birth to many eggs in their nest, and they were very much eager and enthusiastic. As time went on, the little chicks, or what do they call those? The little birdies, when they hatch and they see all those the nice, beautiful wings, and the chirping sounds so good. And the husband and wife pigeon, they're just really mesmerized by the beauty of the children. So they're all day out getting food for the children because you have to maintain, they're growing up. And one day, the pigeons were out all day trying to get a feast together for the little pigeons. And the hunter happened to come and saw that there were just little pigeons roaming around below the nest, and he threw his net out and captured all the little baby pigeons. But when the mother came back and she saw, oh, my baby pigeons, and she was completely out of her mind, naturally affection is there. So she ran to try to save them, and she was also caught up in the net, this net of the hunter. Then the father pigeon came back and he said, oh, my life is wasted now. What purpose do I have in this world? Everything that I'm, striving for and the source of my happiness, everything, in that bewildered state, the hunter also captured him. So there are many stories, lessons to be learned. Of course, while we have attachments in this world, it's natural to be attached. Krishna showed so much love and affection for Mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, Vasudeva and Devaki. And the whole Krishna book is, in the 10th canto in particular, is all about the activities of family. And Arjuna, he's complaining to Krishna that, I can't fight this war because this will affect, if I kill all my relatives and then how will I enjoy the kingdom? What kind of happiness will be here? But by studying the Sankhya philosophy and the various forms of philosophy, material nature, what is it? Earth, water, fire, air, ether. It's like sometimes children in the sand or clay, they're making different objects from the clay. So Kṛṣṇa, he created birds, reptiles, and the fish, and the mammals, and tigers, and bears, and dogs, and pigs, and everything. Then also human beings are there, what to speak of demigods. And all these varieties and species of life, which are made of the composition of earth, water, fire, air, ether, but Kṛṣṇa's super potency, that when we've come with our spiritual bodies into the material existence, then we have to have a vehicle, some kind of vehicle to take us from point A, point B. Like some people have cars, motorcycles, airplanes, different things, roller skates, something, I don't know. But the human form of life is a rare opportunity. And Kṛṣṇa's here explaining that life should be for questioning, who am I? Atato bhramad-dhiyaḥ. Now in the human form of life, when what is the purpose of my life? Why am I forced to suffer, grow old, get diseased, and die? And we may think it's natural. This is Mother Nature. Everyone is born, they grow, they spend some time, they reproduce, they dwindle, and they die. But this material composition, the skeleton, which is like the framework of a house, this becomes, it holds everything together. Imagine without the bones, the ribs, and the structure of the body, it'd be just a bag full of stool, urine, pus, veins, and you think about all the things that are in the body. It's just made of material elements. But Kṛṣṇa uniquely, through Mother Nature, gave us some skin to cover it up nicely. I remember in New York there was some art exhibit, and on all the buses they were showing the body without the skin. You could see the muscles, and you could see just a kind of some artistic display. But everyone is bewildered by the material body and the desire to dominate or to enjoy this material world. Attraction is that one is interested in satisfying his lust, his greed, his desire, this perverted love for Kṛṣṇa, which is existing eternally. We have an eternal relationship in the spiritual world, loving relationship. In this material world, it's converted to a lust. And so the boys are after the girls are after the boys, and their combination, we keep making more and more and more children who are also after that same kind of happiness and enjoyment. And everyone is working full steam ahead to become wealthy, prosperous, so they can enjoy and be happy in this material world. Because everyone knows that if I have a nice house, nice family, nice car, good bank balance, I'll be happy. How can I be happy if I just renounce everything and live in the brahmachari ashram? You think that this is a bit of a imprisonment of some sort, or neglecting our freedom to become happy by working hard, making money, and trying to be satisfied. But all of this is temporary and taken away. This life is very, very short. I'm sure many of the older devotees remember when you were a small child, a young man, middle-aged, now old. And this old age is not easy, because the body is just melting back to the earth. We come from earth and dust, and we're going to go back to the earth and dust. But that's not really ourselves. It's like when you see oil and water, they never mix together. There's always a separation. So the spirit, that spirit soul, is radiating consciousness throughout the body. Any part of your body you pinch or squeeze, you feel the sensation is there. But that sensation is only there because the spirit soul is present. When the soul is gone and the dead body is there, whether it's a beautiful man or a beautiful woman, no one has any interest in a dead body. It's just, hey, you want to enjoy? Oh, here's a dead body. Yeah, it's a bit frightful thinking about trying to enjoy a corpse. So really our attraction is to the spirit soul, and because the spirit soul is part of Kṛṣṇa, so naturally we're all looking for, it's not just consciousness, it's Kṛṣṇa consciousness, because we don't just say light, we say sunlight, because it comes from the sun, it's generated from the sun. So our consciousness is generated from Kṛṣṇa, and Kṛṣṇa expands himself in unlimited forms and gives us individuality. And so, as individuals, we have feelings and thinking, and different relationships are available for a conscious, sentient being. And this is the process that's being given by Kṛṣṇa in the form of the Vedic literature, and Kṛṣṇa is recommending to Arjuna, tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnanas tatpadarshana. Try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquire submissively, render service. But Kṛṣṇa consciousness is the only solution to the suffering of material life. When I see some of the videos that I watch of Srila Prabhupada, of the Rath Yatras and all the different arriving at the airport. I don't know how it would go over these days, but back in the 70s, when Prabhupada would arrive in the airport, hundreds of devotees singing, dancing, jumping, throwing flowers, and people are just like, what's happening here? What's going on? Some kind of, God just descended from the spiritual kingdom. And Prabhupada just so nonchalantly walking, feeling great happiness that Krishna's mission is spreading. And devotees' full focus and attention was how to please Prabhupada, how to serve Prabhupada, what to do in order to satisfy our spiritual master. And that kind of relationship is kindled by serving the representative of the Lord. So Prabhupada is here. Prabhupada is here in the Srimad Bhagavatam. He's here in the devotees who have surrendered their lives to Prabhupada's mission. And so we all have that opportunity to serve Kṛṣṇa and serve Prabhupada directly through our spiritual master or through the advanced Vaishnavas. So when all these great sages arrived, Kṛṣṇa and Balaram also offered all respects to the sages and sandalwood pulp and proper ceremony for receiving guests, and constantly throughout the exchanges of Vaishnavas, it's showing how to have proper etiquette. Even if one is worshiping, he's serving the deities very, very nicely. At the same time, he should understand that the mood of having honor and respect for all the others is most important. Because if one is not expecting and in return honor and is ready to offer all respects to others, that is one of the criterions about humble, tolerant, ready to offer respects to others without expectation. It's not that we serve Kṛṣṇa in a mercantile mentality, thinking, well, if I do this service, then Kṛṣṇa will give me some reciprocation this way and that way. We're just wanting to serve because that's what our identity is. Jivera Swarupoi Kṛṣṇa Nitya Das. And devotees were serving with great enthusiasm. And we can see that here also. I've been here like 3 weeks since August 1st or 2nd. The excitement about Julan Yatra, every day, beautiful new decoration. It says if you decorate yourself nicely, when you look in the mirror, the reflection looks beautiful. And Kṛṣṇa is a reflection, we're a reflection of Kṛṣṇa. So if we're serving Kṛṣṇa and dressing Kṛṣṇa beautifully with nice clothing, making beautiful, tasteful preparations under the instruction of the Guru, making beautiful festivals, Kṛṣṇa's happy. And that brings us happiness as well. And it's attractive for all those. Now we have our high-definition digital broadcasting where the whole world can see the excitement of bhakti, of devotional service. So that from Julan Yatra to Balaram's appearance day, and all the kitchens are busy. Every kitchen is busy, isn't it? There's prasad everywhere, and thousands are coming. And although many things to see in the Holy Dham, they go here, they go there, I've seen, and I've often said, when pilgrims come to Krishna Balaram Mandir, and they enter into the temple room, and they see the beauty of the deities, and the excitement of the kirtan, and the devotees' involvement, the hair stands on end. And many are just so mesmerized and so attracted, they don't want to move, they don't want to leave. And that impression will stay with them. So Srila Prabhupada, his purpose was to carry out the mission of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan mission. And there's no other religious process for this age of Kali than the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. And Prabhupada brought that. He'd be in Tompkins Square Park, 3-4 hours, playing on his little dola, some kind of little drum. An amazing power. Imagine when Prabhupada was singing there, and naturally, slowly, but then more and more became attracted, dancing, and they called the Pied Piper. You know, he would play his flute and everyone would follow. So Srila Prabhupada attracted the conditioned souls by the chanting of the Mahamantra. And that Mahamantra, very simply chanting, was so powerful and dynamic that it changed the lives of so much of the youth that they've dedicated their whole life to try to assist Prabhupada in spreading this Krishna consciousness. Now, 60 years later, right, I guess the 60th anniversary is which date again? Which date?
September 14th.
Okay, September 14th. 60 years. And it may seem insignificant, but Prabhupada, he's the transcendental gardener. He planted seeds. He started in India, but then he really got good fertilization, and it started sprouting. America, Canada, and Europe. Then back in India, then a blazing fire. We can see politicians, everyone knows Hare Krishna. And even in London, when he sent the 3 couples, such a struggle was there in the beginning. But somehow Krishna makes all the arrangements. I found when you're on Sankirtan, when you're out trying to serve the spiritual master by distributing books, and if you're not feeling the mercy or you're a little bit bewildered, you take the book, open up almost anywhere, and everyone's expressed their same realizations. And just by reading, Prabhupada's giving a message that awaken us from our slumber or our feeling of I have no potency, and somehow he gives us the strength and the intelligence, like the Tesham Satata Yuktanam Bhajatam Pritipurvikam. Those who worship Krishna and are gives the intelligence how to come to him. And Prabhupada, he could see through the devotees and understand their intentions but he knew also how to fan their enthusiasm. So our mission is to follow in the footsteps of the Goswāmīs, Rupa Gosvāmī, and so we should be eager to read Bhagavad Gita, nectar of instruction, nectar of devotion. You know, of course, Srimad-Bhagavatam, Krishna book. We should be eager to get as much understanding of Krishna, his pastimes, and the purpose of giving others this knowledge. And the more we're enthusiastic, the more enthusiasm that we have and eager, they say, what is the secret for advancing in Krishna consciousness is lolyam, desire, intense desire to have it. And the association of devotees, because if the mind's always thinking how I can enjoy this world, you know, okay, I have Krishna consciousness and also I can enjoy. But we'll see that there's no taste in the enjoyment of this material world. That we're not interested in hanging out with materialists who want to simply go to nightclubs or, you know, go here, go there, basically intoxication. You know, if someone's wealthy, what's he do? Wine, women. It's just an idea of, this is the idea of enjoyment. But there's a pleasure that's much more satisfying, parang drishya nivartate, and that's the Krishna consciousness. And Krishna's performing activities as if a human, but we're made in the image of God. 2 hands, 2 legs, but Krishna doesn't take on a material body, he has a transcendental spiritual body. And we can also awaken that transcendental spiritual body by following Krishna and Krishna's devotees. So this is some great fortune that we have here, because we have a beautiful temple, which is the spiritual world. I've always known the temple is the spiritual world, but the other day I read, you know, when you're in the temple, you're in the spiritual world. And because what's happening in the temple, it's all about Krishna, all about Balaram, it's all about bhakti, service to the devotees, preparing for the next festival and the next festival. And I think they also made a feast today, right? And honoring the Vaishnavas. We have so many sadhu, saints, saintly person. We could be every moment glorifying the devotees. And there's no harm, because by glorifying the devotees, we're glorifying Krishna. Krishna says that the sadhu is in my heart, and I'm in the heart of the sadhu. The sadhu cannot stop thinking of me, and I cannot stop thinking of the sadhus. And who is a sadhu? One who is on the spiritual platform, looking to how to serve Krishna in pure devotional service. We're not going to become desireless, free of desires, but we should convert or devote our desires to serving Krishna. And if we use our mind, our senses, our intelligence for serving Krishna, Krishna's happy, Guru's happy, Vaishnavas are happy, and you become happy as well. Few years we have in this material existence, most everyone else is wandering throughout the universe in different planets. This morning I was walking back and I saw the moon, a few stars around, and I was thinking that how many millions of stars and planets are there, and how many living entities are going to the higher planets, lower planets, and many different forms of life. Such a rare opportunity to get a human form of life. They say even the demigods want to take birth in the human form of life, because in demigod, you think, oh, why would they want, they're godly, but they have such beauty and such opulence and such opportunity for enjoyment due to their pious activities that it's so bewildering that you don't want to think about. Forget the spiritual world, heaven's pretty good, you know, let's stay in heaven here. But as the pious credits wear out, again, kṣine punye marte lokam vishanti, you have to fall again. From the highest planet down to the lowest, all are places of repeated birth and death, and misery. We're not negative, we're positive. We love festivals, we love chanting, we love dancing, we love relationships. But it's a matter of trying to clearly understand how to have pure relationships, how to inspire, and how to work cooperatively in such a way that we're all serving and we're all chanting together, dancing. Sometimes the mind is restless. Sometimes the senses are disturbing. And we're thinking, oh, many times devotees may come to Krishna consciousness and are enthusiastic, but then due to daivi hesha gunamayi mama maya dharatyaya mama vaye prapajyate maya metang tarantite, the divine energy is difficult to overcome. But if we don't really surrender, then we find ourselves a little bit in limbo. And many come back, most come back to Krishna because they see that, okay, spiritual life, but I'm still not finished enjoying this material existence. Let me try again. But they always come back to Krishna sooner or later. Maybe not this lifetime, but once you've started this process of devotional service, Krishna's giving you help and giving you one step to Krishna, Krishna's taking many steps towards you. You want to serve the spiritual master, serve the Vaishnavas, then the Vaishnavas will give you blessings, will give you strength. But it's a matter of desire. We have to really desire and want to become Krishna conscious, despite whatever shortcomings we have. We have quite a few, right? Shortcomings? But Krishna, api chet sudaracharo bhajate mam ananyabhak sadhurevasa mantavya samyak vyavasistohisa. That even though one may appear as though, oh, he's not in a pure platform, or who is he, why is he, we don't know, because we can't just judge a book by its cover, by the external covering. We may think, oh, this is, American or Russian or Indian or, Filipino or Chinese or this or that, We might think on a bodily platform, and it's hard to get off the bodily platform. But Prabhupada and the, Brahma Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, our chain of disciplic succession, very like Sanatana Gosvāmī gives the example of bell metal, and with the mercury chemical combination, with proper procedure, you can convert bell metal into gold. So whether one is born in a low family, aborigine, from dog eater, meat eater family, or not a Vedic culture, or not from a Brahmana family, this is, of course, there's many advantages of taking birth in a Brahmana family or aristocratic family, and these are all, just like if you're born in your father's a doctor and the community associates with doctors and you want to become a doctor, it may be easier to follow. But anyone who takes up the process of following the rules and regulations and taking initiation from the bona fide spiritual master, he can also awaken his spiritual life, eternal spiritual life, because the spirit soul is not colored and not covered by the temporary body. It's unembodied. Our swarup is the jivera swarup hoy Krishnera nitya das. We're all servants of Krishna. We've become entangled in this material world. We're bewildered by the mirage, by the enticement of enjoyment of the temporary nature of this world. And it'll never be satisfied, like the carrot hanging in front of the donkey who keeps chasing it, but the more he moves, the more the carrot moves. So the happiness in this world is fleeting. It's not stationary. So we should focus our mind and focus our attention. I'm glad many bhaktas are coming now, because this is the only purpose of human life, to serve Krishna. There's no other purpose to life, because the temporary enjoyments, these are all just like on the sand beach. You're making your fort, you're doing everything, here comes the wave. And it's all just dismantled. Everything's going to be dismantled. You're going to lose your body, your big bank account, your fathers, your mothers, your babies, your daughters, your everything. When you're dead, it's all gone. We come together by chance, by destiny, and then, all the straws are together, they hit a rock and they disperse in every which way. So it's not like some people think that, when I go to heaven, then in our old Volkswagen, our dog and cat will be there, and my uncle and the grandfather, and there. You know, it's a wishful thinking. But everything in this material world is temporary. The real solution is go back home, back to the spiritual world, and Srila Prabhupada's given us this opportunity. So we should do it with great determination, try to serve Krishna, and appreciate the association of devotees, honor great saintly personalities as Krishna and Balaram did here, so nicely performing these activities. Imagine when Balaram, trying to settle a dispute between the Kauravas and the Pandavas, went to try to convince them that they should turn over the son, was that Pradyumna? Or, no, Aniruddha. And then the Kauravas started chastising, who these people think they are. They're also get on the bodily platform. They're chastising King Ugrasena, the whole Pandavas or the Yadus. And when Balaram became very outraged by their behavior and started to bring this belly into the Ganges, then they all came back and said, "We don't know what came over us. You know, we didn't forgot about who you are, the power of your, you're the Supreme Lord." Just like Jamuna Devi also when Balaram. In this way, Krishna is performing various pastimes as if he is one of the human beings of this world, but he's also showing by his personal activities in Dwarka and all the different palaces that he's performing his rising early religious duties, and he sets the example. He reestablishes religious principles. So anyway, it's a great science. I'm sure that all of us have our own ideas of how we can maybe be more surrendered and more determined. But the best formula is follow the orders of the spiritual master, follow the rules and regulations of Krishna consciousness, increase the reading, hearing, and chanting especially, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It has spiritual, magical effect, cleans the heart, cleans the mind, and the more chanting, the more service will be given, and Krishna's reciprocating with love in a personal way with each and every one of us. We have a few minutes if anyone has any questions, comments. What happened to the pigeons? They all died. the pigeons. Well, that's what happens when we think that this is everything. My family, my nation, my place of birth. You're from another, country, from another religion. Let's fight. Did you want to say something besides with the pigeons?
Hare Krishna. So you mentioned Jivere Swarupa Hai Krishna Nityadas. So the part has to serve the whole. But the major factor is the expectation. So even if you see the worldly relations, two nations or nations working among themselves, is basically the whole system is driven by expectation. So when it comes to spiritual life, also when we serve someone, some kind of expectation is there. Maybe the degree may vary, but some kind of expectation is there, and that expectation doesn't meet, then the mind gets disturbed. So I would say expectation, this is the way I think, expectation is also some inherent nature, which we expect something from others. So how do we overcome that?
That's the general tendency, because everyone in this world is performing duties, activities for some remuneration, that the employee is working for the boss, not because he necessarily loves the boss, but because he needs to get paid, and there may be motivated that oh, if I perform devotional service, then I'll get this reward or that reward. That's not the highest level, and it's not something that we want to. You want to serve without any expectation of course, obviously, by serving Srila Prabhupada, we were feeling very satisfied, or by serving your seniors or authorities, but you're saying that sometimes maybe the reciprocation may not be mutual, or that you may not feel that ultimate satisfaction by rendering service. But on a spiritual platform, just by performing the service out of wanting to please the other individual, then that's always the pure and without expectation of return. It's like, if the boy goes to the girl and presents a nice bouquet of flowers, if she says, oh, I don't want those things, it throws them down, of course you'll feel disappointed. But the important thing is to give the service without expectation of having some sort of reward or reciprocation. This way you're not disappointed, you feel satisfied that I'm rendering service, and Krishna, He's loving, and the more service we render, the more our heart opens so that the sunshine or Krishna's mercy is available, but it's a matter of our reciprocation. It's a tough one. Any other questions, comments? Mataji, you're saying?
I have a question.
Yes.
Thank you for the class. In the beginning, you said we should offer respect to everyone, but if someone doesn't show you respect and being disrespectful and offend you, how get the strength to still being respectful to them?
Yeah, I guess it's also similar in nature, that if I said to offer respects to everyone, but if someone's not offering respect, or not appreciating your efforts to respect them, how do we do that? Well, there's different ways. We can respect someone from a distance, in the sense that we recognize that every living being is a part of Krishna, and Krishna is in everyone's heart. By someone's behavior, they may be, if someone is inspiring you in God consciousness and they are behaving properly themselves, the saintly personalities that appeared here, naturally you're inclined to offer respect. But there are different levels, and someone who's equal, and then some friendship can be there, offer respect. And we offer respects to the subordinates by help guiding them and giving them inspiration. And if someone is not behaving properly and or is not respecting the way then it's better to keep our distance and not to necessarily confront the situation like that. You can still offer respects in the sense that Krishna's in their heart. Every spirit soul is part of Krishna. They may be behaving in a demonic way or in a offensive way themselves, but we still respect every living entity. Isn't the ants and the animals, what to speak of others. I mean, imagine Krishna, how kind he is. Putana wanted to kill him as a witch, and Krishna still honored her like a mother. And so he said, what other Lord can I surrender to other than someone who's so kind and so merciful? So we may not be on that high level platform where we can be offering respects to everyone, but we should, because this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's order. Imagine if you're humbler than the grass, more tolerant than the tree, ready to offer all respects to others without any kind of expectation of return. And that kind of state of mind kind of detaches you from the material expectation, give and take, that, well, I'll respect you if you respect me back. No, if you want to respect, you should respect every living being, that the Lord's in the heart of everyone. but what can I say? So thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.